Hello everyone. Today is 15th of January 2019. So just a second, there's some error here. Today is 15th of January 2019. So somebody asked me exactly what this thing on the screen here means. This one, I had this thing posted on the page, and then now they're asking what does this mean. So this is a bonus that is being given by FreshForex. It's a bonus that FreshForex is currently giving. So you need to deposit at least 500 USD to be able to qualify for that bonus. So assuming you're asking how to go about getting it, you need just to go to the main site. Go to the main site, and then there is this part here written bonus, the very one on top. Then you click the first option, which is bonus. After you click it, it will bring you to this page here. So ensure you read all this. Ensure you read these terms and conditions, everything. Ring in the new year with profit bonus, everything. And most importantly, ensure you read the terms and conditions here. Ensure you read this very well. This offer started on 24th of December 2018, and will expire next month on 28th, that is February 28th. So this is something here that you need to read. The second most important one, that you need to have these types of account. Either you have a classic MT4, classic MT5, or you have pro market account. Then those accounts that you are having must not have been connected to these two bonus, deposit 101% and also cashback. So the others are just formalities. The others are others that you need to adhere to, but ensure you read everything so that you don't get caught that you didn't understand anything. Ensure you understand everything like that. So that should bring us to the end of that. Let's look at today's overview, see what if there's any good trade, and we'll first start by looking at what we checked yesterday. We start off with USDJPY from the other side. We are used to starting from EURUSD, but now we start from USDJPY because we started like that yesterday. So this chart is still the same way I had it yesterday. We've not added anything. We still have a support, a support, a support. Price went down, came back up, a support, it went up, came back to the same support. Now we are been above 108.55. So as we said previously, this could be a sell if price can close above 108.55. that is this week. Assuming by Friday midnight you find that the price has closed above 108.55, then it means that the next coming week now you're supposed to expect price to move up, something like this. So the other way is true, that if price closes below 108.55, then this is a good sell towards this point here. We have a support here, and then we also have the next key level, which is around here. So in case price closes below 108.55, then we expect it to proceed to 104.72. then it should extend even lower toward 100.62. so buy it from this point, have a take profit here if the price closes above 108.55. but should it close below 108.55, then expect a move lower to 104.72 and may extend even lower to 100.62. So we move to the next pair, which is GBP USD. So this one here, we mentioned a sell previously. We had a sell here, we had a resistance at this point, a resistance, then price went down, and we had here a support, and then there's also another good support there, and we expected a sell from this point here. We expected a sell from this one, so that did not happen. Instead, the price closed above this level and is still above the same place. So this, we expect a move upwards on this one. Possibly the price may extend higher towards this place here, towards 1.3065. So you better look for a buy towards 1.3065. So we check daily. Maybe there's something good on the daily chart. This is how the daily chart looks. We have resistance, then price went down, came back the same resistance, then it went down, it came back to the same resistance and even went above it. So this is a breakout. This is a very good breakout, and therefore as long as the price does not go again below this trend line, we expect it to continue upward. So today this news that is coming up, and therefore you're supposed to be careful while trading this. So from the technical point of view, this is a buy. As long as the price remains above this trend line, we actually expect a move upwards like this. The price should retrace back slightly, then it should extend higher like that. So you're on this chart at the moment, then possibly you should look for a buy from somewhere here, have a take profit above here, 1.3145. And we move to the next pair, which is Euro USD. Here, this is the chart we had, this is the weekly chart. Everything is still exactly the same way we had them previously. So if you can see what's on your screen now, this is the chart we had. Like, it's the same thing. You can see the very first trend line, and then there's the resistance, the next resistance, the next resistance, the next resistance, and we want price to come back to the same resistance trend line so that we sell it. So as it is at the moment, it's better you wait for price to close above 1.1450. Wait for price to clearly, I believe the price already there. So look for a buy signal, but have a take profit along this trend line, the red trend line. You sell it from that point, and your take profit should be at 1.04. So put in other words, we have, there's this resistance here. Price went down, came back to the same resistance, it went down, it came back to the same resistance, it went down, it came back to the same resistance, it went down, and it should come back to the same resistance so that we sell it. If you're on this chart at the moment, then just wait for price to come back to this place here. This is the correct place to sell from. Then there's something which I found interesting on the weekly chart. This chart looks good like that because it has been minimized. Assuming I expand it, there's something else. There is this candle here, with the candle for last week. It's actually a sell candle. It shows the potential that the price may go down. So as much as we're waiting for a buy to the upper side, expect maybe a move also to the lower side. So know very well that the price should come back to this trend line here. The price should come back from this point to this trend line, but at the same time we are likely to see a sell based on the pin by which we had started last week. This is a sell candle. This is a perfect sell candle and could indicate that the price is going downwards. This one, this is a sell candle. This one here, the one I'm currently having my mouse pointer at, this one is a very good sell candle and may indicate that the price is down. So the reason I'm insisting that it could be a sell is because this has been a key level. We have a support, a resistance, price went down, a resistance down, a resistance down, then it broke above it, support, then there's a break below, a resistance, and you're supposed to sell from this point here. So we move to the next chart. The next symbol, sorry, we need to check this on the lesser time frame because I realized there's some point that looks better on this one. There's a level here. This is a very key level, and as long as the price remains below it, if you have a support, sorry, a resistance, we have a resistance. We have a resistance at this point here. We also have a resistance here. And then there's a break above, price comes back to the same place. So there's a support at this point, then the same level is now has been broken to the last side, so this is a resistance and a very good sell place. So this is a sell. Basically on the forward chart, this should be a very good sell towards this point here. So we have a resistance, a resistance, a resistance, a resistance, a resistance. There's a break above and then another break below. So this could be a very good false break to the upper side, which means if price is to come back to this place, then this is a sell. This is a sell towards this point here. This is the place to sell from. Then we have a resistance. We have a level here, not a resistance actually. We have a very key level there. So should you sell at the very top here, then expect price to continue downwards towards 1.1274. So there are tons of levels here. We also have these ones here, key levels, key levels, key level. The entire place a key level. So expect price to retrace back to somewhere within this zone. You look for a sell, and your stop loss at minimum should be above this place here. Should be above here, above there. So you're supposed to sell it there, sell it within this zone, within 1.1495 to 1.1477. Have a stop loss at above 1.1577, and the take profit should be at 1.1274. So we move to the next symbol, which is SP500. And SP500, this is what we had previously. Oh, sorry. This is what we had on SP500. There's a zone which we drew. Or should be, ensure you read the title of your chart. Is SP500 4 hours, where I am now. We have the upper three red pointers, and then we have the lower one, the lower three, the lower 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the lower 6 red, and some one is blue. So we expected price to come back to the zone marked by the lower red arrows. So that already happened. The price came back to the same place. We want price either to break above it or should bounce from the same place so that we look for a sell. So we see from the main chart if something like that has happened. Here's the main chart. We load it straight away. Daily. We had a line at this point there, and then we also had a line at that point, a support. Price went down, a support. Price went up, a support. Then there's a break below. So we want price to come back to within this zone 2645.1 to 2623.4, so that we can either sell it or we buy if the price breaks above, something like that, so that we sell it there. Or if price should break above it, then we wait for a retracement back to the same place so that we can buy it upwards, something. So that should be a good buy there. And in case of a bounce, then that's a very good sell. And then we have a level here, support, there's a break below, resistance, down, a resistance, down, a resistance. So if you have to sell from this point, you have to buy from this point, then expect price to come back to 2819.9. So these are two possible scenarios. The price may bounce from this place and head downwards, or it could break above, retrace back to the same place before it continues upwards. So that should be it on the daily forward chart. If there's anything, the same level, the same everything, you're not changing anything. This is a support, a support, a support. Break below, we want it to come back to the same place and should break upwards so that we continue with it upwards to this place here. Resistance, 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 and should be another resistance in the future. So we move to the next chart, which is Brent oil. Brent oil is loaded already. So I'll put an indicator on this. I'm going to add one indicator, one trend line indicator, which is moving average. I should be 200 moving average. 200 moving. So you're probably wondering how I came up with that figure that it should be 200 moving average. It's through back testing. So I ran a strategy test, and then I realized that anytime I'm doing daily, then the best moving average is 200. Just a second. I hope you can see my screen. So I realized that anytime I backtested this, I backtested the moving average by giving it just some figures, then it came up with 200 as the best one. So I'm using 200 not just because it's 200 or any other figure, it's because I actually back tested it based on a strategy, and I realized that if you place the moving average to be 200, then it's more accurate than if you just place any other figure. So the reason I'm using 200, that's the reason why I ran a strategy tester, and then I came up with the number 200 as the best period for the moving average. So as you can see on this chart here, there was a break below the moving average. The price opened here and then it closed below. Then at some point in the past, it opened below and closed above. Then there's this sweep, so the price moved in and out of the same place. There's this one and this disturbance, the same one, in and out, in and out, in and out. So what this means, what this indicator means, is that anytime the price breaks below it, you expect price to proceed downwards. Like in the near past, we had this price opened here and closed here. There's a sell. If this was opposite, like the price opened below and closed above, then we expected price to proceed even upwards. So this one, so far, this is a downtrend. You can literally see that there's this trend, there's an active trend downwards, and then there's now a retracement back up, and for the first time the price has gone above this trend line. It's this one here. Price goes down, retraces, it goes down, retraces, it goes down, retraces, goes down, retraces, then it down, retraces down, then this the first main big retracement, this one. That's a very good retracement. Then the price goes down, and for the first time we see a very big retracement. So this could mark an end to this downtrend, but there's a level here which has to be broken first. This is a resistance. We have a resistance here, then another resistance here, a resistance, broken, same place, same place, same place. So before we actually conclude that this trend has changed, the downward trend has changed, price has to break above this level. It has to go above it, then retrace back to the same place before we can buy it upwards. So if this should happen, then this should be an inverted head and shoulder. So I hope you understand that there's a downtrend, it's now somehow coming to an end, but we're not going to buy until the day that price closes above 62.72. So we move to the last one. Sorry, there's a lot of noise at the background, but I hope the recording is going to be just good. We had our lines like this. A support, a support. So what we want to happen on this end, that the price should break above, retrace back to the same place, so that we can continue buying it upwards. And that's the only thing I'm going to add on this one. It's still the same thing. We've not added anything other than what we said yesterday. So there's something I said at the beginning. I did say that there is this bonus that is being given now, that if you deposit at least 500 USD, then you're given 1,500. To qualify for that one, you need to go to the main site. Just move to the main site and then go to bonus, and then there's the first one there. We have the first option. We have the very first option. Sorry, you need to go to the main site here. This is the main site, and then go to bonuses, and then there's the second one, which is bonus 2,200 USD, 200%. Then ensure you read all the terms and conditions. They are just right below this option here. Read all of them and ensure you understand exactly what it entails before you even apply for it. So thank you very much. I have this thing recorded on a clear version, so I'll also upload that. See you again tomorrow at the same time.